Hey, what's going on? This is Dominic from OmniSanders.net. There are preachers and there are teachers. This is something I picked up on in the middle of rereading Robert Kiyosaki's Retire Young, Retire Rich book, where Rich Dad had mentioned this, and he's not talking about job occupation either. He's just giving a metaphor as far as pretty well stated what he says as far as preachers are people who tell you what to do, but they may not do what they tell you to do. And then teachers are people who tell you, teachers are people who tell people about what they are doing or what they have already done. And I even go as far as saying that, as far as like the teacher part, and I've noticed this too, especially in the home-based business profession and the online world. It can go as far as maybe even being a good resource because you don't have to know everything. That's the thing. If you're continuously giving out value, obviously educating yourself, feeding your mind with good, positive information, and something that somebody can just take away and just apply immediately, you can even be regarded as a tremendous source. And also be looked at as somebody who's being a good example because you're doing that so much continuously as well. Some people would think, oh man, would they gain credibility? Oh, yes, they would, big time. Because you're just always giving out that value, and then you're also showing people, being examples as far as not having to know everything, but also being somebody who could point the direction as far as where to go and where to get the information. You see, because I mean, obviously, we were just talking about job occupation. Some people could be thinking, "Oh man, I know people that do the opposite. I know like teachers or the preachers that do the opposite of what you just said." And that's what I'm saying earlier. It's basically a giant metaphor, and I'm not even really talking about the occupation itself. This that, like I said, this the being the metaphor as far as that, because we know a lot of people that like to do a lot of talking, as what Kiyosaki's Rich Dad mentioned, as far as being a preacher, but their actions say otherwise. You see, it's something why I was always kind of been against watching this news, what negative news, because like you got to be mindful as far as where you get your information from. Napoleon Hill mentioned that in the Master Key to Riches as well, as far as people just taking the first information and running with it without doing their own due diligence. And this also goes maybe just looking up people as well as far as what they've done in the past before this, this taking the first bit of information, or maybe because there might be an authority figure as well, and just running with it. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with just questioning everything. Absolutely everything. I mean, if Kiyosaki's wife mentioned that in It's Rising Time in her book, as far as you say, hey, question everything, as far as question her team, question herself. This is question everything, as far as basically implying do your own due diligence. That's all. And then once you're, you are maybe, let's say, starting off, or maybe you might not have like a big following, doing what I just mentioned a few moments ago, as far as just choosing to give it value and just choosing to be a source, as far as like, hey, I might not know everything, but I know where to get the information from. That's just as good in being an example. And that's where the Kiyosaki's Rich Dad mentioned as far as the teacher part. Because again, like I said earlier, you're doing that so many times as well. You're showing people you don't have to know everything, but you know where to get the information from, and you're still going to be looking at you like, oh, okay, this is somebody that I want to take a listen to, or maybe I might want to read their posts, might want to open up their emails. I'm always curious, like as far as if they're sharing a video or whatever, because they're just somebody of value. So this is something I just want to leave you with, and if you got value from shared here, I'd love to read comments below. I'd like to see this video. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video.